Imagine waking up tomorrow, going to a dealership and finding that a Tesla or the latest iPhone costs exactly half of what it does today. Or imagine the house of your dreams, the one worth millions, is suddenly being auctioned off for just a few $1,000s. Most people would say, "Mr. Coin, that's paradise, happiness for everyone." Well, I'm sorry to tell you that this paradise has already existed, and it was one of the darkest times in human history. It happened during the Great Depression of 1929 and during Japan's lost decade in the 90s. Today, we're going to discover why what looks like a dream for your wallet is actually a nightmare for the economy. Today, we're talking about inflation's evil twin, deflation.
Inflation is when prices rise and your money loses value. Deflation is the opposite. Prices fall and your money gains value. But here's the trap. Imagine you want to buy a laptop for 1,000 coins, but you notice the price is dropping every week. $950, $900, $850. Your financial brain tells you don't buy it today. Wait until next week when it'll be even cheaper. The problem is that if everyone thinks the same way, no one buys anything today. Let's go to the supermarket to understand this better. The owner bought 100 gallons of milk for 7 coins each, hoping to sell them for 10. But since nobody is buying because they're waiting for the price to drop, he's forced to sell them for 5 coins before they spoil. Here starts the domino effect. The store owner just lost 2 coins per gallon. Now he doesn't have the money to pay his milk supplier. The supplier doesn't have the money to pay the farmer. The farmer, to avoid going bankrupt, has to fire his workers or sell his cows.
Do you see the pattern? The low price of milk just cost 5 people their jobs. This is where things get ugly. When people lose their jobs or are afraid of losing them, what do? They stop spending. We enter what economists call a deflationary spiral. No one buys because they expect prices to drop further. Companies, seeing no sales, drop prices even more to attract customers. By dropping prices so low, companies stop being profitable and fire more people or slash wages. There's less money on the streets, so people spend even less. Money becomes a collector's item. Imagine your $20 bill is like a super rare Pokemon card. You don't want to spend it today because you know it will have more power tomorrow. But if nobody spends their money, the country's engine shuts down. The economy enters a frozen state where nothing moves. But how do we get to this point? Often it's a miscalculation while trying to stop inflation too fast. Imagine the economy's a car going 120 miles per hour. That's high inflation. The government printed too much money so people would spend, but they went overboard. Then pop a bank. The central bank steps in to bring order.
What does he do? He raises interest rates out of nowhere. Let's say from 5% to 15%. This doesn't just affect you. It affects big banks like JP Morgan, Bank of America, or Citi. Since it's now more expensive for them to borrow from the central bank, they pass the bill to you by increasing the interest on your loans. Want a loan for your YouTube channel? Too expensive. Want a mortgage for a house? Impossible to pay. Want to buy a washing machine on credit? The interest will eat you alive. Suddenly, you stop borrowing. Money stops flowing through the veins of society. And if the central bank slams the brakes too hard, bam! We all go flying through the windshield and land straight into deflation. So what's the lesson for today? In economics, just like in life, extremes are dangerous. High inflation steals your savings, but deflation steals your job and your ability to produce. Next time you see prices dropping everywhere in an extreme way, don't celebrate too quickly. It might be the sign that the economic engine is running out of gas. If you enjoyed this explanation in the style of Mr. Coin, don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe so you don't miss our upcoming videos. Remember, knowledge is the best investment. See you in the next one.